Shit, what's this podcast called?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Flashlight. Alright, so we're going to start off with this prompt. If you had like all the land animals together in a massive battle, what land animal do you think would reign supreme in the land battle?
Like every possible land animal?
Every land animal.
Are hippos
I would say
land
it'd be
animals?
like...
I think
So you mean
hippos are...
Whoa. Mammals?
Yeah, they're...
I said land animals. I think hippos
like a
count.
worm.
You do you think they would survive?
Yeah, because they burrow into the fucking ground.
Yeah, but then there might be two survivors, so you have to say, like, they eventually have to fight. All of them have to fight, eventually.
No, that's the point. Is what I was getting at is not just... So first I was going to start with a groundhog or like a mole. But basically, the ground animals are going to burrow down and no one's getting them. That's the whole point.
I also think you're wrong on that because there's... What you just mentioned kills worms.
What does?
Like a mole or anything like that.
Yeah, so probably... I don't know. Does a groundhog eat worms? A chicken eat worms. Chickens eat worms.
Does a groundhog eat worms?
I think.
Chickens eat worms.
I think they're vegans.
Oh, yeah, you can...
I think they come
fried
out...
dried chicken.
Yeah, and where are they? Like,
Yeah.
Is there vegetation?
No, we're talking like we get a big enough arena. You know what? Just to ixnay this whole dumb worm question, it's like concrete. Like you can't just burrow into the ground.
Oh, okay.
Two animals enter. One animal leaves.
It's not concrete. It's like a wrestling match so big, it's big enough to fit all these animals. You know, like a standard fighting match.
Between like a polar bear and a hippo. Because polar bears.
Yes, right? Isn't that interesting? I think a hippo.
I'm taking the hippo, man.
Yeah, I'm betting hippo.
The fucking jaws.
I want to see who would win in a fight. Win in a fight.
Dude, a hippo bites boats.
Oh,
Just
no.
munches
Actually, hold on.
Yeah,
No,
like
I know
lions
that's
and all
one.
them don't even mess with hippos.
Yeah.
Okay, here's polar bear versus a hippo. Who would win in a fight?
Because I was also thinking, what about an elephant? But then I gotta think, what about elephant versus hippo?
Yeah, I think hippo destroys an elephant. It's the problem.
No, but I did look this up, Zach. So
Okay.
I don't know why, but I was before though.
What's the source?
No. I'm not reading this. I'm not talking about polar bear versus hippo.
Okay.
You got to take a rhino over a hippo.
I was thinking about a rhino.
I didn't
earlier,
think of a rhino.
But a rhino can't go in the water like a hippo can.
Oh, I
But
know
there's
why
no
I
water.
was thinking of this.
That's the point of landing.
We're playing with, or maybe in their books, there's like a rhino and a hippo. And then I thought of our hippo question, and I thought, who would win in the fight, rhino or hippo? And I Googled, and it's actually happened before.
Oh, shit.
Basically, for the most part, rhinos win unless they're near a body of water.
Yep, so that's exactly what Nicole was saying.
Hippos like drag them down into it and drown them. Otherwise, the rhino
Kind of like crocodiles
can
and
pierce
gators.
the hippo with their giant fucking horns.
So once again, this is a land fight, so there's no water.
Rhino.
So a rhino is...
Rhino's on top. Now let me read this polar bear shit, though.
Okay.
I just don't think a polar bear could take down a rhino because of their skin.
Oh, hippos way more. They're 9,900. They're like 10,000 pounds of fucking insane.
Holy fuck.
The biggest polar bear was 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, they're not going to get through that height of a rhino.
Oh,
yeah.
Hippos are faster than a polar bear.
Yeah.
Hippos have some superior defenses.
That's why I instantly went hippo first.
So what takes out a rhino then? Does anything take a rhino down? So far, it seems like rhino.
Can any animal beat a rhino in a fight?
Humans with a gun.
Basically, people are asking about grizzly bears and like rhinos, and they're like, "Yeah, no, rhino's taking that thing out."
Dude, rhinos are beastly.
Yeah, there's a reason that like they don't compete with like lions and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're basically a elephant with a horn.
Which one would win, a bear or a rhino? And they're saying the rhino would win
every time.
But see, here's the problem though.
What?
Okay, a lion, sure, a lion could not take it down a rhino, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they would also lose to a tiger, because that's actually happened in the wild.
Yeah, a tiger's way bigger than a lion.
I know, but in the actual wild, if they were like fighting over territory, the lions would win because they're pack animals.
But if you get one lion, though.
Yeah, but this is why it's animal versus animal.
But that's not the point. The point is they're pack animals. They will.
The point is the question that Zach
asked. Tiger apart.
Yeah, but then you start talking about, then chimps could win because they're smarter and they would just they would hide or figure a way out to have them all fight each other.
Maybe not chimps, but like gorillas. They're big as shit and they coordinate.
Yeah.
But still, I don't know about lions. I mean, they're so much more ferocious than...
But this is single animal versus single animals in a battle royale.
Gorilla. I want to know if a gorilla can beat a rhino.
No way. Nah.
But, well, not gorilla. Well, gorillas.
A gorilla's like, what? 400 pounds? They don't even come to the 1,000-pound range here.
Yeah, there's no way the gorilla is going to win. But
no.
I'm again talking about a group of gorillas that coordinate.
But that's not the question.
I know, because we've already figured out the answer to that question is a rhino.
Well, I was still trying to think, is there something that could beat a rhino?
I think the answer is basically...
If a rhino and an elephant got into it,
that would be like...
And they have 2 tusks.
Yeah.
That is not the animal that kills the most people. Hippos kill the most people.
Yeah, but that's just because they're in the water and they bite people's boats and shit. And
No. They're outrageously
and they're aggressive. Right?
Yeah, they're ridiculously aggressive. They run people down.
But I'm just saying, what if could an elephant step on a rhino and kill it?
I feel like a rhino versus elephant is like it's a match with the rhino having the favor.
Fight rhino. Yeah, I mean, they have an actual offensive weapon.
Elephant is smarter though.
And they have the high ground. Anakin.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first answer, we had bet on the rhino. No, somebody says the elephant wins.
What? Why the elephant then? Is it because of the smarts or agility?
Sheer size, and they are pretty fast.
Rhinos are just like the definition of a tank.
It's a group thing.
Oh,
this actually happened in the 90s. Some elephants were transferred to the Kruger National Park, and then blah blah blah.
Somebody probably messed with one of their babies.
They're free to socially develop. These were more sexually. Some of them began attacking other animals, including the rhinoceros. So
a group of elephants took out a rhino.
Yeah, driving their tusk into the side of the rhinoceros. Oh yeah, because they have tusks.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They have tusks.
Okay.
The rhino just has the one horn, and then the hippo has jaws.
That's a group situation, because they are social animals.
Yeah.
They are very social.
I'm going to reword the question to make it more fair. You have, whatever's the heaviest animal, which I'm assuming at this point is rhino, at 10 tons.
How much is a hippo?
The heaviest.
Yeah.
I think they are. At 10 tons, a hippo may be heavier.
What is the heaviest animal?
I think it's hippo or rhino.
Well, they're saying the blue whale, which is obviously...
land animal, though.
What is the heaviest?
African bush elephant is the heaviest land mammal.
Yeah.
It's 11.1 tons.
Holy shit.
That's 20,000
20,000 pounds. Okay. So, here's how we make it fair. It's a battle royale, but each animal gets as many animals as it takes to get to the heaviest animal. So they each get 20,000 pounds worth of their animal.
So in that case,
So you got like a million worms, like fucking just.
But the worms can't coordinate, so
they can't do shit. Yeah, they've lost because the chickens
worm wiggling around.
Yes.
More worms.
This is where it gets back.
Gorillas have entered the chat.
This is why they're the king of the jungle.
I don't think so, dude.
Aside from humans, lions are the only predators powerful enough to kill an elephant.
I don't think so. I still think maybe one of the smarter animals, like a pack of chimps or something, or orangutans.
Lions kill chimps. I think they probably eat them.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you have,
but they can also coordinate and kill them the other way.
How many chimps make up 20,000 pounds?
Have chimps killed lions? Did you Google this? You're biased Googling, sir. You're biased Googling.
Google, can lions kill chimps? Yes, they have. They've been chimp bones have been found in lion feces.
No, I'm saying the opposite. You didn't Google the opposite. Have chimps killed lions?
So the Western gorilla is only 200 pounds.
But see, that's going to be they caught them as one.
But chimps weigh less, so you're going to have for every lion.
Okay, but what about 57 gorillas?
Chimpanzee. Maybe if a lion is elderly and infirm,
that's a lot.
A chimp might be able to kill it. That is the answer. If a lion is elderly and
infirm. Okay, all right. But here's the thing, Nick. So a gorilla weighs about 350 pounds. So 57 gorillas would roughly equal an African bush elephant. So I think 57 gorillas.
No, lions weigh only 420. The females weigh.
So how many lions are there at 2,000?
I'm going to do the equation, but there's only a few less lions.
So there's 47 lions
versus 57 gorillas. The gorillas are out.
yeah. But lions win.
What about tigers?
That one. Wait. But you're forgetting we have probably 2 rhinos now.
Yeah, but the rhinos don't coordinate. There's just out
I don't care. There's 47 lions. How well are they coordinating in this battle royale? You're talking about coordination. How well are they coordinating in a battle royale?
Lions can coordinate.
This is all concrete?
Huh?
This is all concrete?
Yes. This is the best way to say.
If this is what we have in a giant concrete scenario, the hippos are starving. Because I'm pretty sure they're vegetarian, or they at least don't eat most things.
They're aggressive, though. You already showed they're aggressive. They're going to just attack and kill things. Aggressive. Yeah, they're still going to kill things. It doesn't matter what they eat. It's a fight.
They won't bother them.
What's that?
We've got 5 hippos.
Yeah, hippos eat grass and other stuff. Like, they're just going to starve to... Because this is going to take forever for them to sort out. In the meantime, most of the vegetarians die of starvation.
You're taking the question to a different scenario. This is an all-out battle royale. And you know what? We can do the room shrinks as the animal count shrinks, so they can't just like keep running away.
Okay, and then there's no food.
And there's the food value doesn't matter. They're sustained.
Okay. And they're all been something hyped up on some aggressive thing. So they're not killing to eat. They want to kill to kill.
Okay, yes, they're all killing to kill.
29 tigers.
Wait.
The lions coordinate and take down one rhino at a time.
Do tigers coordinate at all?
Yeah.
They're kind of they're solitary, right?
Tigers are solitary.
But 29 tigers is a lot of tigers to deal with, whether they're coordinating or not.
Yeah, but they're just... Like
29 tigers versus 47
they're attacking
lions.
Birds. They're attacking the small animals first, where the lion's like, let's kill the tigers.
As I'm saying, 29 tigers versus 47 lions.
See, Zach, here's how I would think about it. You know the kung fu movies where there's one really strong, powerful guy and everyone's attacking him one at a time?
Yeah. Lions would not
See, that's not what happens. The lions are attacking him all at once. But when the tigers attack the lions, they're trying to attack one at a time. Right? Whereas the tigers all defend all as one group.
Well, but you gotta think, you say lions are king of the jungle, but there's other cats that coordinate that might be better.
What cats are...
Because they're not in the jungle.
Lions are the most social, right?
Most of them are solitary.
Yeah, Google what are the most social cat breed. Because I wonder if there's like I guess most of what I can think of, they are solitary. What made lions become social?
That's a very good question. Because it's usually the dogs, like wolves.
Because they're like the wolf pack of the cat world.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are. And like on its own, like a same size cat versus a same size canine, same size feline versus same size canine. Feline's destroying the canine, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
For sure. But
there's
like,
so much more designed to kill.
But canines are smarter. They coordinate. They're social, right?
Yeah.
And that's how they can compete in their ecosystem.
Actually, that's a good question because I think a pack of wolves might coordinate better than a pack of lions.
I don't know.
I think they're smarter.
I don't know how you measure that kind of thing. You can tell they're...
Well, just think of this. Is a cat or dog smarter?
Yeah, I would say probably the...
Cheetahs.
Wolves
Cheetahs live in packs.
Yeah, cheetahs ain't feeding lions, though.
Well, I'm just saying, they live in packs in like the zoos and stuff.
I did not know cheetahs would, though.
Yeah, they have them in packs. They have to. They also have to give them service animals for anxiety. That's why they usually have dogs in there with them.
I get you, the wolves are smarter, but man, they're so...
Wolves are big. How big are wolves?
Compared to a
big?
lion.
No, they're not, dude. Wolves might be bigger than a lion or similar size.
No, they're... No,
well,
dude, have you seen a wolf?
It depends on the wolf breed.
Do wolves...
Biggest wolf breed
is the gray wolf.
180 pounds compared to a 420-pound lion.
Is it really that big of a difference? I thought wolves were a little bigger than that.
This one says the Mackenzie Valley wolf.
How big is a Mackenzie Valley wolf?
Hang on, 5.
We're looking up the biggest wolf to see like what we're working with here.
Mackenzie Valley wolf up to 175 pounds.
But
275.
They're half the weight, but that means they have double the wolves to work with in this scenario.
That's true, but I still, again, I think once you take a same pound wolf to a same pound lion or feline...
But it doesn't matter, because for every one lion, you have two wolves attacking.
Yeah, think about it. 20,000 pound, a 20,000 pound elephant. That's 114 wolves.
Zach, think of it this way: we agree that the same pound canine versus the same pound feline, the feline wins.
Right
now, there's 20,000 pounds of canines and 20,000 pounds of felines, and they're both coordinators. I'm saying the feline.
But that's not how the question works at that point, because if you have 20,000 pounds, no.
Vague answer because I can't exactly
it's not how it works. No. That's a that's a trick of the mind, because it's a 400-pound lion versus two 200-pound wolves. Who wins in a fight? Because that's the same scenario.
The lion.
No, but I'm pretty sure I know how wolves actually...
You just said pack animals win, and I just gave you a scenario where it's two pack animals versus a lion, and now you're switching your answer.
The lion would win.
The
wolves are not taking out the lion.
Exactly, and I'm saying for every one lion, there's two wolves that can coordinate against it.
Yeah, but they're supposed
So there's more coordination.
No, hold on. So the way wolves hunt, I believe... is one chases like fucking crazy, right?
Yes, they trap you. They make you get you solitary and trap you, which is why it's important.
No, it's not important because lions aren't running. They're predators. They're not going to run from you.
I don't know if that's true, man.
I'm telling you, the lion wins, babe.
No, I think they'll run away from an elephant or something much larger than them. That's for sure. But wolves are smaller.
What's funny is, through all the chaos, because the predators are killing predators more likely, it could be that the animal that reigns supreme is something else.
Well, then again, so this is again it's an arbitrary scenario. Because in reality,
of course it is.
Why would a predator kill a predator? I mean, they won't eat that meat. They're going to kill the...
Like you said, they're all hyped up on kill juice. They're hyped up on cocaine and murder sauce.
And they're probably not coordinated because they're all fucking drunk as shit. Right? So that's where the question's a little meh, but still, I would say same weightage. If you just let's forget all the other animals. You put the wolves in the Colosseum and the lions in the Colosseum.
Yeah. Maybe that's how you have to do the question is you tier it like tournament style. Like they get randomly paired, and then it keeps going down, right?
Yeah.
That's the only way to really do it.
Yeah. I would say, for the most part, the lions will win. Because, I mean, pack will get you to a degree, so you're all attacking at once, and you're defending at once. But I don't think the wolves can get that much smarter. They're not crafting a fucking bow. They're not creating a sword.
I honestly think...
They're just, coordinating their attacks.
I think wolves and lions attack in the same way, where they have one that, like, singles it out and gets it running, and the others basically attack from the sides.
On Animal Planet, like, how wolves do it.
Female lions.
I'm pretty sure they do it the same way, man. There's only so many ways to attack a prey.
Yeah, but you can corner them beforehand, right?
Right.
I thought that's how a lot of predators... Like, they don't chase to wear them out. Or sometimes I guess that does happen, right? That has to.
That's what humans did.
Humans wear out, yeah. And then, like, the other ones trap.
Right.
But I'm saying you could trap before. Like, if they're in a herd...
Literally every animal except humans, like, gasses quickly. They can go fast, but not for very long.
But I think... It's because lions are more in like they're in a plane, right? So can't they just surround people beforehand? Like hiding, like cats hide, right? So
right, but that's not the scenario. They're not going to be, there's not hiding spots. This is a battlefield, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's more what lions would do. They don't chase.
No,
but that's my guess.
Lions definitely chase.
I'm sure they chase too, but for the most part...
Oh, they probably hide and sneak out. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. They do the animal... That cat crawl towards it,
hiding.
Which gives advantage again back to wolves, I think, because they don't hide.
Yeah, they don't. Well, they hide so they can catch him, Zach. I don't think they hide because they can't win the fight. I'm still going lion, man.
I do think either way, it probably does come down to wolves now versus lions.
I still say lion. I just think canines beat. Or felines beat canines.
I mean, you're probably right in that, because anytime I see any facts about cats, it's like they're the supreme predator, basically.
Yeah.
So when you got, what was it, 57? 57 lions is scary as hell.
Yeah, see, and then there you go.
Though. They're not even the ones that do the hunting.
The other thing, like, in reality, if they didn't have some hyper juice, and would they really cooperate? Probably not, because there's only going to be like, I think they're like one of the tournament species where like the male lion is going to kill all the males that aren't related to it and younger.
Well, you're getting too busy. You're getting too into the weeds of how animals actually work. This is just a scenario
that the wolves don't do that. That's where they get alpha and beta. They'll keep their competitors alive. Chimps too. Right?
That's true. But Nicole already made the point. If we were doing this, you'd actually pick all female lions because they're the hunters.
Yes.
You wouldn't even bother with the male ones.
No, you wouldn't.
And that would make for more lions since they weigh less.
No, that's wrong though. Well, that's true. But, see, the lions are not built for going and hunting the little prey. They're built for killing other lions and killing other animals. Right?
Right.
They're going to be the better fighters against people, but they probably won't chase people down as fast. You get that? Because lions are killing each other to become the dominant male, and then they fight with all the females. Whereas the females are doing all the actual work.
We're assuming in this scenario, though, that they know to kill the other animal.
Tournament species basically work like, right? Whereas I don't think wolves are tournament species.
No. I mean, lions are fucked up, dude. They'll kill... When they come into like a new female, if they have a baby, they do infanticide too. Yeah.
And I think chimps do that, no? Or
yes.
No, well, they don't do that exactly. It's like specifically if one becomes weak enough that they can kill the male gorilla, they will kill that male gorilla, then they'll kill all that male gorilla's children.
Yes.
But I think like lions don't wait for them to be weak. It's just the strong one's gonna kill the weak one.
With your logic, though, in this scenario, I want to hold on. I need to look this up. I need to see how much this animal weighs. when it comes time for the bonobos to fight, you'll have 153 bonobos just fucking.
They're gonna be fucking all
Just
day.
fucking.
They gotta fight at some point,
Guys,
right?
you're supposed to fight.
They're gonna come in that lion's eye.
Some of the lions
That'll
are confused.
show 'em.
Why is this animal trying to fuck me? This is a fight to the death.
Jeez.
Alright. Well, that was my problem. Dude, do you think humans would take it if they're included in this? They won't, right? Because they have no, like, natural... They can't just build weapons while they're there.
Nothing that they can build.
Yeah. What could you give humans to make them win?
I don't know. I'm still going. They have nothing. They're naked, right?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, they're gonna go full bonobo and just be banging.
Like, this is the
guys
end.
will just be looking at tits all day.
So, what could you give humans, like the lowest level weapon, for them to win? What would they need?
Now, this is where coordination, even without weapons, it might ultimately.
Dude, no, humans are panicking.
No. I mean,
unless they can coordinate beforehand, I guess they're smart enough to do that.
Yeah, it depends very specifically on the humans you pick, right? Like a good, very, very well thought out battle plan could maybe save you, right?
I don't think so. Babe, can you think of any kind of plan where it's what?
Well,
150 humans versus 50?
Humans, if they're weighing 150, how many do you get?
You get like 150. It's the same as bonobos. 150 humans versus 50 lions.
No,
Maybe
we're dead.
No,
they're fucked, dude. They're dead.
They're gonna live off
If
our
you put them in the
carcasses.
pit, versus just the lions, for sure they're gonna die. For
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. That's how it works.
But if it's every animal, all of them all together.
Oh, humans could win it if it's a battle royale. I'm with you on that.
Humans have the intelligence to know when to run away.
Yeah.
And to know where to
And
avoid,
let them fight it out.
Yeah, they will figure out where to go to not die
Right.
until most of them have killed each other. And then
True.
they could also pick up bones and other shit and build a fort out of dead bodies. They can do a lot of interesting things.
It would get real wild with humans involved in the battle royale. I would give humans a chance against the lions at that point.
Yeah, and the
But it's going to be weird.
They could win. Yeah, they're like I said, they're building forts with dead bodies.
Oh yeah.
As the battle goes on.
Let's say all these are like the top predators. So we have the top, like, you have peak mental and physical humans, but we also have peak lions. You know, like it's all peak versus peak. I think humans have a chance.
Yeah, I think they might. I wonder what all the strategies they'd come up. Like they'd be, and they have to speak the same language. That's
Yeah. Otherwise,
to that.
it would be no point to it. Alright, so if we go back to the tournament style, what is the lowest caliber of weapon we could give a human to win against animals?
Just a spear. Spear for sure.
I don't think so. Spear is not doing shit against a rhino.
Oh, but again, rhinos aren't coordinating.
That's true. You got 150 humans with spears. They're going to figure something out. They're going to stab its eyes and shit.
Rhino by rhino.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win.
That's
now,
true.
could they do it with just like a staff?
That's interesting.
They'd beat the fuck out of one by one, but... And they could... Yeah, I think they could with a staff.
I think they could beat... They'd start sharpening them and shit.
Well, if they could. But they would... It could just be this stay away from me while we're killing the other ones. Right? So all you really need, like, say the hippo...
Intimidate them, yeah.
10 of them are stabbing one hippo, and all the rest, all 150
they're all focused on coordinating
are just
the
keeping the
block,
other ones
defense.
out, right? And they're rotating people out so that they don't tire. Like,
Yeah.
it's easy for them to coordinate with little weapons.
Yep. We're starting to... We're basically coming to why we're at the top of the food chain at this point.
Yeah. And once you get to that peak level in intelligence, where you can speak and coordinate, like, at a very high level, you're gonna win.
Right. Alright, well, we solved this question, multiple forms of this question I didn't even ask.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we had to exactly specify because depending on the exact scenarios, different ones would win.
This is true. Right. Any other animal-related prompts you want to go over before we go on to some news?
I had one, but I lost it. I forgot. See if I can remember what I wanted to ask.
What's the biggest animal you think you could take with a staff?
Oh, that was it. That was actually related. Yeah. They have like a survey about which ones you could beat. Like, let me Google this. I think it was among British people. A lot of dummies think they could beat a chimp.
Oh, they don't understand how a chimp strength works.
Oh, it is Americans. Okay, hold on. So, rat, 72%. Who are the other 28% that think they couldn't take out a rat?
I did hear this stat. I heard this exact stat. Hey, babe, do you think you could take out a rat in a one-on-one fight?
A rat?
Yeah.
I mean, I've killed a mouse, so why not?
According to a poll, 22% of humans thought they couldn't take a rat one-on-one. So what is the biggest animal you think you could take out one-on-one?
So here's where they lose me, and I think I could win for sure. A large dog. Only 23% of Americans think they could win.
Oh, a large dog you can take. It's just, you're going to get fucked up. You're going to get bit. But you win the fight.
It depends on the strategy. Like, yes, so the big difference, I think, they only have their mouth.
Exactly.
Right?
They have 1 point of attack.
Yeah. And if you ever fought with, like, our bigger dogs, the bigger dogs we own, I know they're play fights and they're not trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
But all you ever do if you want them to stop is you just dig your arm right into the back of their mouth.
Where, yeah.
Like, they don't have it, and they can't. And that's why I think I could even beat a wolf one-on-one.
A wolf?
They have 12%? Yeah.
God,
no, you can't take a wolf one-on-one because they're going to be smarter about how they attack you than a dog.
Aggressive and bigger, but still, it's hard if they come at me with a bite and I shove my arm down their throat as hard as I can.
Wait, Nick.
I don't think they have a
chance. Hold on. A large dog, we're talking 70, maybe 80 pounds. That's a large dog.
I was thinking like 100, but sure.
Maybe 100. A wolf is almost double that, though. We just looked it up.
I've never been up close to a wolf where I.
You remember Jake?
Yeah.
He was probably 100-pound dog. Yeah. Wolves are bigger than that.
I could easily take Jake.
Bigger claws and bigger teeth.
But if
wolves are bigger than that dog,
I think I could take him.
And that dog is scary.
He's pretty dumb.
If you had to fight Jake one-on-one, you would be shitting your pants.
No. Like I said, I think he was easy because he just wasn't that bright.
Well, that's true.
That's why I need to know exactly how much.
But wolves are brighter, I think. Wolves are pretty fucking smart.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would give an even chance. I'd give.
I'll give you that. I say there's a good.
Dog, I would for sure fuck up.
A what?
A large dog.
Yeah, I think a large dog most humans would take.
Yeah.
Like, if we're talking anybody that has any kind of strategy, strength, or anything. But a wolf, I think, that's going either way, man. And I think it might tilt a little towards the wolf.
Yeah, but 12% of Americans think they could beat a wolf. And I'm like, that's really low.
Yeah.
Okay, take out the women. That should be 50% of men. Take out the ones that are, overconfident. That's 25%. I don't know. That seems really low.
Right.
Here's where the morons are. 8% they could take out a lion, a gorilla, an elephant, and a grizzly bear. A goddamn grizzly bear.
Grizzly bear? Who thought they could take a grizzly bear? A grizzly bear only has like one swipe of the paw, and you are literally mutilated.
Yeah.
It's also like what's a grizzly bear? Like 1,000 pounds, 2,000?
Oh, they're huge. They're massive.
Like, you literally, if you tried to bite its hide, you'd probably almost break your teeth. You don't have the teeth to even penetrate the hide of a grizzly bear.
1,300 pounds.
Yeah. Some people I don't think really know about animals, though.
Yeah.
Like, you and I know what a grizzly, what it means.
Morons.
We know the difference between a brown bear and a grizzly bear. I can take a brown bear in a fight.
Here's one that's interesting. Kangaroos. 14%.
What's that?
A kangaroo.
A kangaroo? I've never actually fought a kangaroo. Or, I don't...
You've never... No, wow, that's
amazing. Or,
like,
thought about a kangaroo. Like, thought about fighting,
here's the
I
thing,
should say.
to know, they're jacked like a gorilla. They're super jacked.
But
they don't have, like... They can't grapple. I think they only, like, punch and shit.
I've seen a video of an Australian dude just punching one right in the face. So, like, yeah. I think humans can take them. I think their only real attack...
think they can.
But I think their attack is they jump and attack with, like, their claws. Like, their jumping claws. So I feel like, as long as you don't get slashed with those, you're good.
Yeah. I think they have a limited repertoire of, like, actual fights.
Right.
They can punch. They got, like, you know, and they're jacked.
Yeah, it's the whole boxing, yeah.
But, like I said, I don't think they can grapple or anything like that.
No.
You get behind them and step on their tail and shit.
Yeah.
Scratch at their face. Humans have a lot more options.
No, Nicole laughed at me when she said I think I could take on a brown bear, but I think definitely a brown bear. There was a news story about a couple people taking out a brown bear.
A couple.
They're in the hospital afterwards, but they won. But it was also 2 people.
Well, they're only 5 feet tall.
Yeah, they're not that big. But they do have claws. This is the problem. Humans don't have any natural weapons.
Yeah, they're up to around 400 pounds. That's pretty big.
Ooh, 400. Okay, maybe not. Might be losing that fight.
It'd be...
I think it's a fight.
More chance versus a grizzly or something huge.
I think it's a 70-30. Like 70 going to the brown bear.
Yeah.
If you get all the right moves and they fuck up, you might. But you're I think with all these like bigger animals and stuff, you're trying to attack the eyes.
Survive.
Like you
eyes
have
for sure.
Yeah.
Genitals.
And then yep. Which is why chimps are so fucked up because they will do that naturally.
Yeah. Well, they're smarter, right? they know to go for all the weak points. Yeah, and I think I don't know, like a bear isn't going to jump on your back and hang on. I can jump on the back of a bear and hang on.
Right.
Right? As long as it doesn't, fuck me up before I get there. I can get there and just start punching its head. I don't know if I'm going to do much damage punching its head. I'd gouge its eyes out if I was on the back of it.
Yeah,
gouge those eyes out.
I think this is the big difference between other animals and any intelligent animals is going for the eyes immediately. Because once the eyes are gone, you've already won.
Yeah, but 400 pounds, and that's not like a fat human 400 pounds. That motherfucker's mostly muscle.
Right, that's why I said 70-30, man. 70 going to the brown bear.
But what about animals that already don't have eyes? Like we haven't even talked about. We're talking about land animals. What about 1,000 snakes?
You know what we didn't think about is poisonous animals too.
Scorpions.
Yeah. Those are hard to do because a lot of them will just not fuck with them, right? Because they advertise that they're poisonous with colors.
Nick, I think I have the winner.
Uh-huh.
Any animal that if you eat it, you die. And one of the ones that weighs the less, so they just have sheer numbers.
Yeah, but then
what is it? Poisonous.
But those aren't smart. They're never smart, right?
No,
so it's just
I'm talking pure number. Yeah, it's a random chance.
Well, what about 100% random who they kill?
I was gonna say, well, what about an aggressive, say an aggressive spider, like the black widow or the brown recluse?
Yeah.
What if there's
they weigh ounces.
Yeah.
So you have more than 20,000 black recluse spiders.
But elephants are smart enough to stomp them.
Have you seen arachnophobia?
I don't know. But even if they're smart enough to stomp them, you only have 4 elephants?
I know, but you also have other animals that will stomp them. How many breeds of elephants do we have?
But, hold on. How much does a black recluse spider weigh?
Well, let's think about it. My birds only weigh 3 or 4 ounces. They weigh.
I didn't even think about
poison. Different types of spiders. The whole stadium is going to be filled with ants and spiders. And you know how many bed bugs are going to be in there?
Yeah, but those don't do anything.
Bed bugs. Yeah, they just annoy you. They're not actually poisonous or anything.
So is it just? Are we just doing land mammals then?
Yeah. You're gonna have 22,000 pounds of fleas.
Of mosquitoes infected with the AIDS virus.
Yeah, that's what I said. They're all gonna be like, so many of them are gonna die of.
But wait, do we consider those land? Because they can fly. Then we gotta throw some birds in there.
Dude, you know what?
Yeah, the birds just fly away in this question, Zach.
Well, I said land animals. I would.
Well, some birds can't fly, and they're aggressive.
Yeah, but
what if you got emus?
The penguins.
I said emu.
You know who's gonna win?
Hold on.
Ostriches, very aggressive.
But Zach, who's gonna win is the sloth. They don't even know the battle's going on. Everyone just assumed they were dead.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so the black recluse spider. I looked it up at what they weigh. There would be 20 million.
Yeah, okay. In this case, there will probably be a spider that no one even realizes was alive.
Yeah,
that
and
survives. That's where, like, this is too silly of a question. No. But then it's going to be lifespan because it's going to be the insect that lives the longest because no one saw it.
No, it'll be a fucking tortoise inside of its shell that nobody did.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, actually. Well, elephants would stomp the shit out of those. And they weigh enough to where there's not enough of them to just live. Yeah, you're right. just like a flea wins because it's just the one left buzzing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a flea.
Okay, so this should just be land mammals then.
Yeah. Mammals. You have to limit it to mammals for it to make any goddamn sense. Because then you start getting into all our germs animals because then this virus wins.
You give humans Uzis, nukes, all their technology. Still, a cockroach is gonna win.
That's a good point. He makes a valid point. Also, because you're going to have like 20 million cockroaches.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we got to the bottom of that. We went way longer than I ever expected for that question.
It's just like the question, could you handle like 20 fourth graders attacking you or something?
Yeah. How many fourth graders could you beat up?
Before we go on to the next section, I'm going to take a drink break, so I'm going to clap.
Okay.
All right, I'm back.
Alrighty. Alright, so we want to move on to some news now? Now we got our prompt done. So,
share your screen?
I can just go over it.
You just talk.
So, one of the big things being talked about in the news recently is the Dungeons and Dragons OGL, I guess, would be a big one.
Yeah, I vaguely saw, so basically Die-20s can't copy them?
Essentially, yeah. But it's way worse than that. And this is just like, they leaked it, so it's not released yet. It's also like you have to sign this OGL, and if you're like a content creator with Dungeons and Dragons related content, they basically will own your content. They can use it for whatever they want. You'll owe them money on that content. It's like real fucking crazy.
Huh.
So like if you had a D&D based YouTube channel, like Critical Role is the big one, right? Like I don't know if you know them, but they're like huge, dude.
Yeah, no, I know who they are, but even they would have to pay?
Yeah, because they use content that's D&D related.
But can't they just keep the current edition they're on? Isn't this only for new editions?
No, this is for just anything D&D related.
So.
The OGL is just like if you do anything with D&D. It rewrites everything.
Sure.
100% positive.
I thought if like the same 5th edition, like they could keep.
No, because it's not even about the edition. It's about if you do anything like D&D related. If you use any, like Pathfinder uses the OGL of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. But if it was licensed under OGL, it's more restrictive. No. I don't think that's correct. Open game licenses. Oh, Jesus. I'm not going to read this.
It definitely does not apply to just the new edition. That's the whole point.
I don't think they could legally do that.
No, because the whole point is this overrides the next one. No, they already legally said they can.
What is that?
It says all...
OGL.
No, it says all pre-existing content will remain covered under the terms of the original OGL.
Yeah, but that's the content they've already created that's already related to that. New content. would fall into this. The reason is because Crit Role is currently like in a campaign that's under 5th edition, and they're worried about they have to finish the campaign under this edition.
Okay. I see. Okay. I guess I get the legal... Ugh. Okay. So legally, everything that has already been published, yes.
Yeah.
It
doesn't matter about
OGL. But now they're saying anything that you publish using the D&D... So it's
OGL,
about future publishing.
Exactly.
And technically, their new episodes are publishing new content.
Yep.
Okay. Because I was going to say, they can't go retrospectively, like change...
No. Retrospect, no. It doesn't apply to things that have already been created. It's just new content you create.
Any content licensed under D&D must now be licensed under... okay. No, now I get you. Now I'm on the same page. Yeah, that's pretty shitty.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. But they haven't released it because obviously the backlash, which I was shocked, was huge.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
Well...
But it's not for everything that's like this. There's plenty of things that are this fucked up. Yeah.
Well...
it's 25%. God damn.
Of all revenue goes to Wizards.
That's how much they're going to charge the content creators if you sign this OGL.
Well, it's also, look, like other tabletop games that use D&D as the backbone will either have to stop publishing or they have to pay that 25%. So like Pathfinder, 13th Age, you've got things like Fudge Traveler, all of those.
There's a lot.
Fudge Traveler.
Well, Fudge and Traveler. I've never heard of those.
Those are, I've heard of Fudge. They use Fudge dice.
Okay.
It's just an RPG system that apparently uses the D&D.
No, and it says selling previously published content also won't be possible.
Oh, you can't even sell the previous published content.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's a 25% tax on all sales above $750,000.
Jesus Christ. They came in hard with trying to just fuck over a lot of people with that.
So they suckered people in, right? They got all these businesses to, like, don't
use the OGL. Yeah.
Just use our big name and publish under us. So
yeah, and Wizards doesn't need that.
I don't get why they need it, honestly. Why do you need the OGL?
To make money. What are you, retarded?
No, I mean, if you're Pathfinder, why did you need... I don't get why you're using an OGL.
Oh, because D&D is the big one, right?
Right.
And you can say, you could use this in your D&D campaign, and it's a way to get people to migrate over to you, even though...
I guess.
So they don't have to learn all the new rules.
I guess my point is you can make a die 20 system, and it doesn't matter, because you can't copyright mechanics of a game.
No, just make your own Infinite Galaxies.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just everyone, like... D&D is such a big...
I get what you're saying. They're poaching customers.
Yeah. Random RPG, I'll just call it D&D, but something like D&D, right?
Right.
So, but I think it's a good thing. Like, people should migrate away from these systems.
Yeah.
I think it's better that people don't use D&D, and they have much more creativity and, like, free form, like, come up with your own rules.
No, I think it's where we should head with RPGs. Like, we played again at, we went to Origins Game Day, and we played Infinite Galaxies Warriors game. 100% better than D&D.
Really?
It was so much theater of the mind. It wasn't a miniatures game like D&D becomes a lot of times, right?
Well, yeah. That's where, like, when I played R1...
Yeah.
I just threw out the fucking rule book. There were very little rules.
But that's what I'm saying. You didn't really play... We just played our own system, basically.
Yeah.
Because theater of the mind is what makes RPGs actually fun for me.
When I was like a teenager and you're really into like, oh, I want to have the best guy and I want to play the miniatures game. But that's what it should be. Like there should be Chainmail, which was just basically
the miniatures
D&D miniatures. And then there should be just very rules light, come up with your own.
Do they have a D&D miniatures game right now that's like it's used D&D rules and just
no longer a thing?
I don't know.
I thought they did.
Is Chainmail a thing? Because that's essentially what I think. Oh, and I've heard this. American D&D tends to lean more towards the miniature style, and like overseas people tend to lean more towards the role playing style of D&D.
Yeah, so like both can be fun.
Yes.
They are.
Right? But I don't know. Depends on what you want to do.
You know what's funny is what you're talking about with D&D, and you make your character and you try to make them as best as possible, and you have all these books and you read all these rules to and you're trying to find like the loopholes and the best combos and things.
But I was like that in a teenager, but now looking back, I think I was a douche.
Yeah, but
not having as much fun.
But what I'm saying, what I was saying is, you were asking what Warhammer's like playing it. That's kind of what you do. You have your own army. You have your own rule book. It's literally like a book of rules for that army, and you're trying to optimize the whole army to the best it can be. And it's a lot of fucking rules.
Yeah, see, that's where it's like, you just spend a lot of intellectual effort working a system that is essentially meaningless in the real world.
Yeah, but you also gotta admit that probably helped you think critically about things in life, right?
I think I could be basically, I was like a D&D lawyer for a period of time.
Bird law.
All the rules.
I talk about my Mansfield friends are still D&D lawyers. That's what they do.
Yeah, but going back, I would never do that again. I would rather play the role-playing story and have
just
fun.
Actually have the story and have fun. Yeah.
Yeah, focus on the fun. That's the most important question. Are you having fun? Not are you the best one?
Are you the? Have you done the best?
That was really cool about Rory's game. Is you didn't have to roll for initiative. You didn't have to worry about where other players were around you because it wasn't like you had to move a space or anything like that. And Zach got to throw a card deck at us.
Oh yeah. I threw a card like Gambit. There was robots attacking us, right? And one of the only equipments I took was a deck of cards. So I threw a card at a button that shuts down the robots because we figured out a button that shuts down the robots, but we're far away from it. So I literally threw a Gambit card, Gambit threw a card to shut down the button. It created epic moments like that using his system.
And Rory's I'll allow
it. I played it with him years ago, and I thought it was pretty meh.
You did play it?
Yes, I played it years ago when he was doing the Kickstarter. I think.
That's right.
I thought it was meh. Maybe he's changed it, but I remember I didn't like he gives you a.
That's what I like about it.
No, but I wanted to be a scoundrel, and I was trying to
he has Scoundrel actually as one of the characters now.
Yeah, he did an expansion, so that's what we were playtesting.
And I remember I kidnapped somebody and I wanted to do a Bitcoin exchange. He's like, no, that doesn't exist in this world. It's the future. They don't have cryptocurrencies. He just wouldn't let me do it. And I was like, this is dumb.
Well, that's not necessarily a system thing.
Because I couldn't pick one that told me
Right.
I wanted to outsmart people and I wanted to just get money from them. He didn't have any motivations that I actually wanted.
There should be a create your own motivation. I agree with that. Yes.
I was like, this is really what I wanted.
But it's also your game, so if you use the game, you can add that in, right? If you like the rest of the system.
For sure, I was going off his script. Maybe that was the.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, I mean, he was the one running the game.
And tried to steal from them, and I was like, that's not exactly the goal you're supposed to have. It's that's what I want to do.
You go off script with RPGs way too often, let's be fair.
What's that?
I said you go off script with RPGs way too often, so let's be fair.
Like I said, the fun part to me is the story and being the character, and that's the character I wanted to be. Right? I wanted to kill a guy and try to get money out of it. And there was such a clear opportunity. It's on the podcast, so you can go back and listen.
True. That is scoundrel of you. That is being scoundrel.
And he was just trying to prevent me at every turn. I was like, but that's, that's what I want to do. Be the fun part.
I like the Mork Borg system, too, because it was to the point. Still a lot of combat, though.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. It was more streamlined.
Yes, it was quick. I like that. But it's still combat.
But I do like the kind of more whatever you do, you just go through pretty quickly, pretty one and done. I thought that was fun.
That's what I like about his system, though, is the combat is I'm trying to shoot this person. Okay, see if you succeed or you fail. And then there's partial success.
You remember when I ran it? It was basically pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it should
was
be.
like, I don't want you picking a bunch of spells. Just tell me what you want your magic to do. I'll figure out, that's really hard or that's really easy.
Exactly.
And then they give you a number.
That's a good way to run. You know what? We should. I think we talked about creating an RPG. We should do that.
No, that's the thing is so if I ever run one again, I might change the stats, but for the most part, the rules are just, I will think about it, and I will set the difficulty, and I'll let you roll a dice. Like, that's the whole system.
That's not as fun because you do want leveling up in a game, right?
Yeah, no, but I do, like, if you become, maybe I should do that.
You need slight stat focuses and stuff. Exactly.
Like I said, I will have stats. You will be really good at magic. And then maybe periodically I'll let you go up in, like, your stats.
Right.
I guess I didn't with you guys. It was always the same. You were really good at magic or you were really bad at magic. You were really good at shooting or you were really bad or mediocre.
Exactly.
I think there were 5 levels. There were, like, 4,
but that's easy to translate.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe there should be numbers, but...
They should be.
I like
Probably.
so rules light, it could be done in 2 pages. Maybe 1 page. A 1-page...
The 1-page RPG. Why don't we come up with that? Somebody probably already has. There's got to be a 1-page RPG, right?
Let's Google this.
1-page RPG. 14 1-page tabletop RPGs everyone should play.
Nice.
There's so many, they sorted them out.
Oh, and going back to where I said the other ones were fun.
Mm-hmm.
Someday I want you to play the one that I made, which is like escape room / miniature game, right?
Okay, yeah.
Because the miniatures themselves have little escape room puzzles, and in the meantime you're fighting monsters while you're trying to figure it out.
Gotcha.
And like if you can't figure it out before the monsters get you,
that's a lot of times D&D has that basically. So that
this
makes
is like
sense.
the miniatures themselves are actually the puzzles. Like you have to arrange things in the right order, the miniatures in the right order to get things, open up doors and shit.
I see what you're saying.
You gotta go and like.
Nicole and I would definitely want to play it if it's like an escape room miniatures game. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I had 5 adventures. It was pretty fun. Chloe liked it.
Okay.
Except she gets mad at the puzzles she couldn't figure out. But there's a mechanic that I will give you hints. Like your smart wizard guy has a
you have to have that.
And if you get a certain roll, but you miss your action, right? So if you try to get a hint, that guy does not get to fight.
Interesting.
So I thought that was neat.
Yeah, I want to see it played.
It's got to be an in-person play. It's based on
miniatures. I assume so. Let's see what else is in the news. Let's go this month. See what's going on in January. We already talked about Andrew Tate getting arrested.
Yes.
Southwest Airlines is sued for not providing refunds after meltdown. Did you hear about that?
Oh, they didn't actually give money back?
No.
Kidding. That's some bullshit.
Yeah. That was insane. Did you guys avoided all that bullshit, didn't you?
Yes, I did. We did not. Southwest. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is wild. Also, all grounds were
bankrupt, right? I think that's.
It seems like it. Yeah.
Like they would for sure go bankrupt if they pay. So I think
they have to.
Has to be, we won't pay, and we'll just try to fight it legally.
Right. To put us in, sue us for the next 10 years.
That's crazy.
It was just like a couple weeks ago. All flights were grounded for a day because like there was a system error in the FAA system.
Yeah. So I've heard like these things are still using mainframes. Like they're still very antiquated.
Yeah.
Like they were written in the 60s and 70s, and then like so many people have been dying lately. All the people that are maintaining them are like in their 60s and 70s, right?
Oh.
Because those are the people. So like I think it's they're getting to that point where they don't have as many people.
Have they not been bothering to like create an updated system in the background, like somewhere else that they can switch to?
This is like a big thing. Is like COBOL programmers. Do you know what COBOL is?
No.
I wrote some a long time ago. It's Common Business Oriented Language. COBOL. COBOL.
Oh, no.
Common Business Oriented Language. I know that because I had to write it at one point.
Okay.
I took a class on it. But most of the things written from about... Basically, it was the Java before Java. From about 1960 to about end of the 1980s.
Uh-huh.
Most of the big companies... If they wrote something, it was in COBOL on a mainframe, not on our like PC servers. A mainframe is like a giant ass computer.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So there's mainframes just running fucking the whole entire system of flight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all.
Jeez, that seems so scary when you think about it.
Some of banks still run it. A lot of the stuff at the bank I worked at still ran on mainframes using COBOL. That's where I actually wrote real COBOL that actually went into a production system. They are migrating away because banks are making enough revenue that they can do that.
Ah, that makes sense.
Airlines, though, they run so tight of margins.
They don't have the money to just switch over.
Yes. And even though that, all these old-time COBOL programmers are dying and retiring, they don't have the money to go like, hey, we'll offer you what a normal computer engineer makes if they study something that isn't ancient.
Oh, so
they're still offering the same salaries that they did. Like, it's more than a normal working class salary, but
it's not much.
You'd be better off. Yeah, you'd be better off going in the modern era.
Right.
So they're having a lot of trouble replacing these and maintaining them. That's from what I've read. A lot of people.
That all makes
one of the underlying factors.
So much sense now that you explain it that way. And I feel like almost everywhere I've worked had some kind of antiquated system that they still used.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Remember, I think at what was that place? School Specialty.
Mm-hmm.
Right. When you were doing packing.
Yeah.
Did you ever do the packing?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we had what was, I didn't know then, but it was a screen. We had a program that basically brought us to a CICS screen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a Customer Information Control System. So that is if you're writing in COBOL on a mainframe before the internet was invented.
Mm-hmm.
CICS is what existed before the internet was invented. Before the World Wide Web. Not internet. The World Wide Web was invented.
Uh-huh.
So it's basically like a web page, but, you use tab and like the arrows.
Okay.
Because you just display a thing, but it's through the internet.
Right.
And that is, I'm pretty sure, is what we were doing at School Specialty when I was doing packing and going.
No, I'm sure that's what a lot of businesses use still.
So it was hitting a mainframe somewhere.
That was one thing that was unique about working at Rogue Fitness. Mm-hmm. So since they were a newer company, they were made within like the last 12 years. Their whole system was built on like a Google Chrome,
Really? That's interesting.
Like everything you did, you brought up Google Chrome basically, and did it in the web browser.
Huh. Yeah. But yeah, that's so. Shocking how many things are still not up to date. That's like just a web interface that you go.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The past two places I worked at before that, so Progressive and Aflac, both while I was working there, were moving to a web-based system for their programs.
What else did you have? Was it a desktop system?
Yes.
A GUI, like you actually launched?
Or
was it like you went into...
Progressive was a GUI that had some, I don't know how to call them, DOS-esque features on them that you had to go into. Where you'd be, tabbing
the
and...
tab button?
Yes, we'd be tabbing through shit. Yes.
You were probably hitting a mainframe. That's almost the giveaway.
Yep. So anytime you're doing the tab system, it's mainframe.
Called
host, and, you're hitting X or hitting C or whatever and hitting Enter.
Yes, that was the mainframe of Progressive then, because I remember tabbing. I was like this.
Yeah, and a lot of banks are mainframes.
And Aflac had the same
for
thing. They were
Androids.
moving to browser based, but old system was you're tabbing through shit.
Yeah. Funnily enough, at the bank I worked at,
Mm-hmm.
this is going to sound fucking stupid and ridiculous, but it is really what happened and what we did. So, there were so many users that were trained to use the mainframe system where they tab, X, enter,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
That we built a web interface.
No, you didn't.
Basically, yes, it did the exact same thing.
If they use the shortcuts.
Yes, you went to the web interface, and it had to be exact. You had to do, like, if they tab, X, enter, it was 3 tabs and X and an enter.
Right. It'd do exactly what it do in the mainframe.
Yeah, it was for updating
No, that makes
and all that
perfect sense.
Yeah.
Because that's what I got really good at the thing at Aflac. That was when I was entering people's info in and doing all that shit. It was tab this, tab that, tab Y, tab X.
You have no idea. So when I was actually writing COBOL, working on these really old systems, I worked with these programmers that had... So they started like when they were in their 20s, right? And when I met them, they were in their 60s.
Oh my god.
And you have no idea how fast they navigated these. You did not see the screens.
Yeah.
They just muscle memory. Just X, enter, C, enter. Like, I was like, what? You got to slow down so I can see what you're doing, because you're supposed to be teaching me right now.
Right. That is one thing
what you're entering.
I will give to like those systems is once you learn them, you can go super fucking fast on them.
Oh, yeah.
But in a GUI, you could do, obviously you did it, you can do the same thing. Like, so many GUIs have keyboard shortcuts, but you have to take the time to learn them.
Yeah, you can do the common stuff but when you do the uncommon stuff, that's where GUIs are much better, because you can just, look. You don't navigate 8 layers down a menu and go, no, that's not what I wanted. I gotta go 8 layers back up.
Yep. Oh my god.
Anyway.
I didn't see this headline. Americans duped into losing $10 billion by illegal Indian call centers in 2022.
Oh my god, that seems right. Just because I get so many calls now that I don't pick up.
Right.
And sometimes, like, when I'm expecting, like, a call from a doctor, from some number I don't know, I do pick them up, and so many times they're just some fucking scam that I identify within 30 seconds.
I guess we could have guessed this. Most of the victims of the fraud calls and phishing were above the age of 60 years.
Yeah, no shit.
So $3 billion of that was just from 60 years or older.
Yeah.
It's surprising how much money is in this, right?
Yeah, that seems like a lot.
How many seniors do you have to trick to get?
They must get like some rich seniors, right?
Not even. I think you forget that I deal with this multiple times a day, every day.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
There's people that are like, I clicked on a pop-up, or, they called me and said that they were Apple or Microsoft, or...
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Or
that's
some
right.
of them will be like,
they
said that, like, it was a bill that I owed. And they're just out here giving out their account and routing numbers, and we have to, like, shut their accounts down. It's exhausting.
It's amazing how easy it is to scam.
The other worst part now is that they're spoofing numbers.
Yeah.
So when they look at it, it looks like the bank number or anything like that, and they're like, well, they said they were you. And I'm like, we have your information. I don't need to know. If we're calling you, why the hell am I going to ask for your social? And anyone can see the last 4 numbers of your debit card.
Nick, how easy do you think it would be if you called a 60-year-old woman to get her to send you $500? Like, say she has $500 in the bank at least.
You just say that you're her grandson and you're in jail.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, that's one of the most common ones, is say that you've picked up her grandson and he needs $500 to let him out on bail so he can go get a lawyer.
Yeah, no, you say you are the grandson.
Oh, now you're 65... how many people are really out of their mind at 65?
You might get like 1 out of 10 for that, though. Like 10 calls in.
Random 65.
When I
75-year-old.
When I worked in person at the bank, I had a very much mentally capable, had a lot of money person, and they came up to me and they were like, I have to take out this money. I need to make a cashier's check. I have to send it to so-and-so. They're like, my grandson, he got in some trouble while he was in New York. When he was traveling, he needs to get out on bail. And I was like, have you actually called your grandson?
That's what I do. Like, none of them do that first step of a scam of like, oh, I should call my grandson to make sure this is correct.
Well, a lot of them wouldn't actually have their grandsons, like, probably their grandson never calls them and they never call their grandson.
My grandparents have my
if they
number.
get in trouble, they're always going to help them.
That's true, but the average grandson probably does it, right?
Yeah. So that's
a good point.
But yeah, it's crazy how old people get to just like I remember in Cornell's there was some old person that would just hand them their wallet and say the cashier and say take it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I used to have people throw their wallets at me.
Yeah, it's like
you have to do it.
Luckily, you're in a place where if somebody was cheating you, somebody would be like, whoa, you took a little too much, buddy.
Right.
But there's so many places where people would just take more.
Oh, absolutely. They probably have done that at places, right?
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. This is an interesting news story. U.S. farmers win the right to repair John Deere tractors.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. They locked him down for, like DMCA, right? Like
yeah, you couldn't fix it yourself. Or
it voids your warranty.
Yeah, it voids everything.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
U.S. farmers are smarter than John Deere. Repair.
What's that?
I was just saying, this is where, like, I disagree with a lot of contract law where it's like...
Yeah.
You have to just accept the terms because, like, in the modern era, you don't have the time to read shit.
This is also where I disagree with libertarianism.
That's where I
starts to break down.
There should be like a very standard set, and then like anything that is outside of the standard set, you should like 100% videotape the person there saying, "I know that I agree. I understand the terms presented to me." Not a signature. I want them seeing, not just click a button that says I read it, because they didn't. Like
exactly.
100% guarantee that they know what they're getting into.
You have to like take it to like a notary that confirms that you have read this.
There should be a standard set though that you can say, yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Where it's basically very much in your favor. But if you deviate from that very much in your favor, then you should be 100% certain that they're aware of what they're getting into.
Corporations have lawyers that can write the stuff that we'll never read.
Exactly. Yeah, because even if you did read it, you wouldn't understand 80% of it.
Exactly.
So, what you're supposed to write, like hire a lawyer for every, like you sign up for Facebook or Twitter.
Right.
Hire a lawyer.
every time you click I agree to terms and services, you'd never get anything done.
Yeah, exactly. You would not be able to participate in modern society.
Could you imagine if I actually read every single line of every single document when I went to go close on the house? Oh my god.
Oh my, yeah, you'd never.
I would have been there all day.
You'd still be reading today. Like, all right, page 24.
Do you remember the South Park episode?
Yeah, the ass to mouth one.
Yes.
Yeah.
His Apple, I think they accepted the contract.
Yeah.
To us to creating ass to mouth.
It's so true though. That's why it's so funny.
What's that movie?
It's the Human Centipede.
The Human Centipede. Did you not read the contract? We can create a human centipede out of you.
Oh my god, it's so true though. It's so bad.
Oh, but completely only semi-related. Did you see what are the two guys? Shit, I forget their name. Block A, he's mispronouncing the names.
Key and Peele.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Key and Peele. Yeah.
They had a skit where like one guy's at a restaurant and he sees his old friends. And he's like, "Hey, where do I remember you from? oh, that's right, I was shitting in your mouth. We were part of the Human Centipede together.
Oh my god.
And the guy's trying to avoid him, like, I went through years of therapy to forget that. And the other guy's just making jokes about shitting in his mouth.
That's so funny. Bringing this back, though, that's also why Hasbro made the whole OGL change, right? They're like, who's going to actually read this?
Yeah, probably.
The problem is, they forgot they train nerds to read rules very detailed.
That's where they got him. We actually read the thing.
Alright, we should probably move on to some movies and TV shows.
Okay.
So I'll start, because I know you probably maybe have more limited TV shows and stuff you've been watching.
I've very little.
So we rewatched, and you might remember this, and I got Nicole interested because I was just watching it, and she got hooked. Do you remember The Kill Point?
Is that the one with John Leguizamo?
Yes, he is the sergeant with the people that robbed the bank.
Yeah, I watched that with you, I think, 10, 15 years ago or something?
It's still good. It still holds up. And I also I forgot how many people from The Wire are in that show.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, because I thought it was just Bodie, because I remembered him in it.
I don't remember any of them.
But it's Omar's in it.
John Leguizamo. Omar's in it, okay.
The mother of, what's the main drug dealer's name? God, I just lost his name.
Avon?
Avon's mother's in it. And the heroin addict that's the friend of Bubs is in it.
Oh, he didn't last. He only lasted one season, but I don't.
Yeah, he was in it though.
I know who he is.
And he's the one who always goes, "Hey, Bubs, Bubs," you know, he's the one that gets you to know that name. Yeah, I got the bug. But it was very good. I mean, there's some cheesy moments in it, we're kind of I don't know about that, but overall, very good show.
I still don't know how they got the safety deposit boxes open, and it's fucking bothering me.
Oh, I'm just assuming they had drills.
I don't remember. Like I said, it's been 10, 15 years since we watched it together. So
I'd say give it a rewatch, especially because it's free on YouTube, if you ever have time.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, just YouTube.
Literally just The Kill Point, episode 1.
Maybe. Like you said, I have very limited time.
Right.
You get an hour after the kids go down.
So have you watched...
We watched it all in 2 days.
Wow.
Have you watched anything recently?
I started Vinland Saga. Which is
what in the world
Netflix.
did you just say?
Vinland Saga. And so it is really good. So I Googled, I don't know why, I wanted to watch an anime that was good. So I Googled, best animes on Netflix or whatever. And then read through...
Dude, just in the mood for an anime, huh?
Yeah, I don't know why. Something cool.
Yeah.
Animated. But anyways, this is so during the Viking era...
I got that, yeah.
They've settled Greenland.
Mm-hmm.
And Vinland is actually Canada, what they would have called the part where they landed in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they haven't landed there yet or found it. But it's
Is this historically accurate?
Yeah, it's actually pretty close to historically accurate anime.
I didn't know they made those.
Yeah. So they're talking about so there's fighting with England is what's going on now.
Huh.
And I
don't think you should watch for
probably
attention.
for seasons they won't land in Vinland, right? Just one of the characters, Leif Erikson, you know who he is, right?
Yeah.
He's one of the characters. He's talking all about how he's been to Vinland and he's trying to tell people that it's a real thing and everyone thinks he's full of shit.
Huh.
But yeah, it's really good. Shockingly good.
Well, yeah.
I would say I don't want to give it away, but everything ends on a cliffhanger, and cliffhanger's I didn't see that coming. What the fuck happens next?
Yeah. You have to keep watching, it feels like.
They have that, that gets you, you know?
Yeah. I might have to actually watch that thing, because that sounds pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I watched on the third episode, I think, where I was like, I only intended to watch one that night.
That's why you know
and
it's
I ended
good.
up watching 3.
Yep.
I was like, no, what happens next?
That's how you know they got you. I just like the idea of a historically accurate anime, honestly.
Yeah. Well, here's the part that's not historically accurate. They're speaking Japanese.
Well, of course, yes. I get
And
that
they
part.
have, like, the Japanese expressions, right? Where they're smiling, they close their eye. Or the exaggerated anime expression.
But you can say that about a lot of historically accurate U.S. movies, right?
I think they do have an English recording, so you could switch to that, but I thought I'll just keep it with the original.
Okay.
But sometimes it seems silly. They're not speaking Japanese. But then again, they wouldn't be speaking English either. They'd be speaking a language I don't fucking understand.
Danish. Probably.
Yeah.
No, well, there is Icelandic,
the Danes?
but they're Norwegian. They would be speaking Norwegian.
Do the Danes not speak Danish?
Well, they're not Danes. They're from Norway.
Oh, okay.
Discovered Iceland and...
Gotcha.
Well, it's right next to Denmark. It's not that far away.
Canada.
I don't know how much different
they are
Danish
also
and
Vikings.
Norse is.
So all of Scandinavia is Vikings. So it would have also been the Swedish and the...
Gotcha.
Not
Finnish.
the Finns. I don't think they're technically... What's the other one? Norway... No, they're not actually part of Scandinavia. I think, right? Let me Google Scandinavia.
Bro, I don't know that much about this.
Countries.
Geography is where I fall apart.
Norway, we have Denmark, we have
Finnish
Sweden.
are more like Russians. Oh, maybe it's Finnish. Finnish? It's unrelated to Finnish.
Okay.
So no, they are not. What's the other country? There's one more. What am I missing?
Norway, Sweden,
Denmark,
Swiss?
Zoom out. Switzerland? No, that can't be right. No, maybe it's Norway, Sweden, and Denmark.
Is it just those 3?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe the Netherlands would count, would it?
It's Norway, Sweden, and Finland.
That's the ones at the top.
Scandinavia mostly commonly refers to Denmark, Norway, and Sweden.
Okay.
And then Finland is up at the top.
Yes. Sure, we'll go with that.
That makes sense.
It's literally what they are.
They're the 3 that are just hanging out together.
Yes. Denmark is above Germany. And then, of course, you have Finland is right next to, I guess, Russia.
Russia, yeah.
And then Norway and Sweden are on the other side of Finland.
So Norway and Sweden is the double dick, and Finland is the balls.
Why?
Anyways.
Thank you.
Yes, that's all Scandinavia, but Norwegians were the ones at the most outer layer, so they're the ones going to Iceland and going to Canada, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's Norway.
And they were the ones more fighting with England, and they were united under a king. So that's what it's kind of getting into.
Yeah, I'm probably going to watch that.
Yeah, you should. It's pretty good.
Oh, I don't think I ever talked to you about this show. Did I talk to you about the show From?
No, I've never heard of that. From?
Yes.
Like F-R-O-M?
Yeah.
Or U-M?
O-M. Like, I'm from this place.
Okay.
It's made by some of the makers of Lost. So, you're risking that all this build-up that they do, that all these questions that they build up is going nowhere. But I'm hoping they learn their lesson because the first season is really good. So, what happens is this family, I guess it's like a dude and his wife and kids. I'm trying to remember because I watched it a while ago. They're on a trip. They enter this town. And as they enter the town, they leave, and suddenly they're back in the town again. Like, they can't leave this town. They're stuck.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
And so they stay there, and suddenly it starts to turn night, and basically they tell them, like, you guys have to go inside. You can't, like, be out at night. Like, you're going to die. Like, it's like an emergency.
Is there a purge?
And no, essentially it's like vampires-ish. You don't really know what they are. They're monsters. Literally come out at night and murder anybody that's out. And they have runes on all these houses that stop them from coming in.
Runes, okay.
And a lot of other questions and mysteries develop from that.
Okay.
But that's the essential setup of the whole show.
Since you said it was Lost,
Yeah.
from the makers of Lost,
Mm-hmm.
if you tell me several years later, after the series is concluded, that it did not end in a bunch of bullshit retarded,
Right.
I will watch it.
That's fair. You know what? That's a fair assessment.
And I'll say that also about the Game of Thrones people. I'm not watching the new Game of Thrones things, whatever it is. I will wait until the series concludes.
It's not written by the same people, but the House of Dragon is
don't
really
care.
good.
And the House of Dragon is it's all historic basically in the world of Game of Thrones. It's already been written.
Yeah, it's already been written. There's already endings for it.
I've already heard people complaining about the first season though, like they did some skip forward with the actors and just
Yeah,
That's because that's how it's written.
except they didn't replace some that looked really dumb.
Yeah, but
the problem is if they had done that, it would take forever to get through like the 20 years of kind of nothing happening to getting to where the conflict happens.
yeah, the problem is things that are important when they're 10 years old is also like that comes up when they're like 20-some years old. So you can't have a show that doesn't do that span.
Well, see, the thing that they should have done is just started with the interesting part, and then
That's what they
did. That's just a few episodes.
They literally they did a couple of time skips, and those are the only ones that they're doing now that they finally got to the heart of everything.
They had to get through it in the first season.
They should not do the time skips. They should start where the time skips would end, and then they can refer
Flashbacks.
to the time when there were.
I
know what you're saying.
I honestly think that would have confused people a lot
flashbacks.
more.
I think just like in Game of Thrones, they would refer back to the past a million times, right? They would talk about.
I don't know. I kind of like
the throne from the other guy.
I kind of like seeing it play out. I think they did it differently, and that I enjoyed.
Like I said, I thought it was fine because they clearly state that like things have changed. Like they age everybody up. You know, they even say, "Oh, it's been X amount of years since such and such thing happened in another, in the previous episode that you watched." So you know they've gone forward a few years.
I will say I was annoyed that they didn't just say
give it seasons.
They didn't start with like a subtitle that said like 10 years later. Because then you do have to use all context clues to figure it out, and you're always confused that when the time jump initially happens, you're like, wait, what's going on? Oh, okay, we time jumped. Okay, I got it. Like, just give me the info at the start. Like, front load that information.
Really? They wait to tell you that? That's annoying.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I didn't like. It should be front loaded with 13 years later.
It's like 5 minutes into the episode.
Still, they should start with it. If the opening scene is 10 years later and they don't tell you 10 years later, that would be annoying as fuck.
Yes. And that's why other people didn't like the time jumps, is because I feel like if they would have just front loaded with 13 years later, I think there would be less complaints about it.
But also, to be fair, there's only one time jump that spans that many years, and it's not even that many years.
Yeah, that's true.
This is still why I'm going to wait until the
I mean, I totally get waiting because you don't want to get burned.
It's great.
I was going to say, Nick, if you want to see how it ends, you can literally look it up.
That's true.
And then you can decide
all the backstory.
Huh?
You need all the backstory to understand.
No, you don't.
You don't really.
You can literally go to the Game of Thrones wiki, and you can read how each one of these characters die because it's written in a historical text.
That's what we're saying. It's the story's already written by George R. Martin.
And the last line is, and then the autistic kid became king. It'll be the same ending. Just a different autistic.
And then the autist became king.
That's what I'm saying. Like that, I already know how each one of the characters dies, and I already know how it ends. But
doesn't that ruin it for you? I'm
no.
not gonna do that.
The only thing
you don't have to.
No, you don't have to if you don't want to.
I'm not doing that.
All right. Well, I'll see if people say it's good or it's shit.
Because I already looked into all that stuff when Game of Thrones dropped, and if you rewatch Game of Thrones, it gives a shit ton of spoilers for House of the Dragon.
Huh.
Because people reference stuff that happens in the story arc in Game of Thrones a lot.
This actually reminds me, did I ever tell you about the show Severed?
Oh, yeah, on Apple?
Yeah. Did you watch that?
No, but I've heard a lot of good things.
God, it's so good.
It didn't sound compelling to me.
It's,
all these things I'm saying, I'll wait till then to see. It's mostly because I only have an hour every night to be able to do anything.
I will tell you this. Out of all the shows I've recommended, Severed's probably the highest show I'll ever recommend right now.
Really? But it's only one season.
It's only one season right now.
Okay, I'll give it a few more.
I will say, out of all the shows I probably will recommend today, Severed, top one to watch. It is that good. And that, like, intriguing. And that different from most shows you've watched.
That's what I like. Different.
Yes,
Something
it's definitely different. So anything else you've been watching? I know probably not too many since you have
Community. I'm in the 5th season.
Okay, Community is hilarious.
Have you finished the whole thing?
One time I did, but it was a while ago, so I don't remember a lot of it.
Oh, okay. No, I'm in the 5th season, so it was interesting because I learned Dan Harmon, the guy that created the thing, does the Rick and Morty. He left during the 4th season.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
And the 4th season was for sure the most mediocre. And then in the 5th season, they refer to it as the gas leak year, where there was a gas leak in the school and everyone got high and did stupid and crazy things. I don't remember. So that was pretty funny.
Speaking of which, this was not listed in the news. Did you hear about Justin Roiland?
Oh, yeah, no, I saw that. He's in domestic abuse or something.
Yeah, a felonious.
What does it mean, felonious? Like,
I think it means it had to be kind of battered, right?
I don't.
Instead of
like assault, unless he was going to murder the lady and it was an attempted murder.
I don't know.
That's even a state affair, right? No, murder is a state. Yeah, murder is state.
I don't know. All I know is that he's being charged with felonious.
Is murder a felony? Okay, I thought felony just meant it was at federal, but they're talking about California.
No,
what is the difference between murder and felony murder?
That's a good question. What makes a felony of...
Jesus Christ.
What?
Okay. Felony murder doesn't require the intent to kill, only the intent to commit the underlying felony, the predicate felony, and that someone died as a result of the felony.
Yeah, felony doesn't mean federal crime. It just means more serious. No.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
I thought it did.
Felony does not mean anything federal. You can have federal felonies.
You just say felony.
A felony is just a more serious crime.
And usually punishable. Okay, you're right. It just means more punishable by more serious than a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
And punishable by
So he has felonious domestic violence charges.
What? How do I Google this? What do I have to do to get a felony domestic violence?
Yeah, actually. Did you just type that? You just Google that?
Yes.
Oh, wow, I see why.
Kill somebody. What?
So felony count of domestic battery with corporal injury. What's corporal injury?
Corporal means body, so it probably means
bodily injury. One felony,
not just an assault or like tying him up or something.
Felony count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, and/or deceit. So battered her and imprisoned her. To be fair, though, it's just a charge, but...
Yeah. I'll wait for the result.
Yeah. Maybe we can have our next trial I'm going to watch really intently.
I don't think it'll be public, right?
I don't know. I don't know what determines it.
Trial public. I thought most of them...
Lawyers probably fought for it.
Yeah, I don't understand. Because most of the time, like, the Supreme Court's never televised. They only have they have the audio, or they have the pictures, the guy that... It's really old-fashioned. Like, they actually have the person that types out what the fuck you're saying. And then they have that guy that's drawing what's going on.
Yeah, like, why was the OJ trial...
Just put a fucking camera in there from now on.
Why was that public? The OJ trial.
You know why? Because they're all in L.A. And L.A.'s like, fucking...
Money! I wonder why. What determines that? I mean, I guess they're all technically public hearings.
Yeah, you could show up to the thing if you really wanted to.
So it's probably a thing the lawyers argue for, right?
Well, I wonder if it's like if both sides agree, and for both sides to agree, they probably are like, "Give me some of that revenue, baby."
Right, that's probably true.
In LA, they're like, "We can make that happen."
Let's fucking go.
The camera crews are right outside. We can make this work.
Yeah, and they both think they can make the public agree with their side.
He actually is in LA, right? So
yeah,
they should get some cameras in there. But maybe both sides won't agree because he probably wouldn't want people.
Well, it depends on if he thinks he can look good or not.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, OJ needed money.
Yeah,
He's gonna have to pay those lawyers somehow.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Royland.
Yeah, Royland.
Yeah.
I don't know it's not a murder case. He's not gonna go to prison for prison, like, prison for life. So
Felony's pretty bad, though.
That desperate?
Felony, it's probably at least a few years, right? Oh, first charge and he's rich? Probably not.
Yeah. I say...
getting out on bail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say even if he's found super guilty, without a question, and was super violent, if I were the judge, I'd say house arrest, just so he can make more Rick and Morty.
Just so you can make that show. To be fair, he gets like really blasted and drunk when he does Rick and Morty, so probably not a good look.
Yeah, when they're like, the prosecutor, whatever, is saying you were drunk and severely drunk that night, and he's like, I disagree. I am not that type of person. They got a lot of evidence for it.
Yeah, they got the evidence to the contrary. Right. I only completely drink myself shit-faced when I'm doing Rick and Morty, obviously. Did you have any other shows or movies?
I was going to mention one I forgot. Probably not. Oh, what did I say? Community.
And Vinland.
What else have I been watching? Vinland. No, that's about what I have time for.
That makes sense. All right. Well, I think that's a good spot to end it with Royland going to some felonious assault charges. Oh, I'm sorry, domestic violence charges.
Yeah.
Alleged.
It's actually a
alleged.
Great point. Why is there a distinction between domestic battery and just battery?
One's in your home.
Because sometimes she deserves.
I mean, does it matter? You've battered somebody. Shouldn't they both be like bad? Don't do that.
Yeah, but it's just saying like one is occurring between two people living under the same household, and usually the other one is like two strangers.
Right. I just don't get the distinction. If they're like punching somebody in the face should be equally bad.
Here's the difference. In one, I don't know, a guy may have insulted you, right, or done something or whatever that got you to beat the shit out of him. In the other, she may have gone and sucked a bunch of dicks. And you were in a, committed relationship. The guys could go, okay, You can
lead somebody.
I can understand the rage there.
Okay.
Just because a guy cut in line, though, you don't get
to beat the fuck out of him.
What if the girl just told you they're not really your kids? Maybe I understand.
She said, I sucked 37 dicks. 37? In a row?
That deserves a slight beating, right?
You get one uppercut.
I'm so glad we know your kids are yours.
Wait, did you do the 23andMe?
No, but
what? It's in the contract. All right, now we can end it.
All right,
Proper.
Always something a little fucked up.
Later.